Hello and welcome back to the channel, guys. Brad Ketchum here with another video. Now I'm going to give you my review about the latest One Piece chapter, chapter 1057. But before I start the video, I'm actually going to tell you guys, if you're still in search for a Charizard Ultimate Premium Collection box and you live in Belgium or the Netherlands, there's actually a guy on Marketplace who still has boxes he can sell. So just check this guy out. Type in his name in marktplaats.nl and you'll find his link to his website. He just started out. Go check out his reviews if you don't trust it. He's a legit seller. I pre-ordered my boxes there as well, so just want to let you guys know in case you didn't get your pre-order in yet. But anyway, about the chapter, I think it was a 3 out of 5, and maybe you guys might think it's a little bit harsh, but it's because I have two major problems with the chapter actually. So I'm gonna tell you why later, but first of all, I think the chapter actually started out really strong when Oda made the chapter so that it would introduce the whole chapter in a Japanese theater play, a Japanese traditional theater play, that is. So like no Yose, Shingeki, Kyogen, so those are all traditional tales in the Japanese history that were used to storytell about spiritual beings, spiritual things, dancing plays, like just a theater play and dancing plays, or just regular storytelling about their warfare, war tales, unbelievable stories, stories about their shogun, whatever. So if you're interested in that, you can go and check it out. Just type in traditional Japanese plays and you will find plenty of them on Google. Then after that we went on to Momonosuke, Yamato and Kinemon, where they had a discussion where Yamato revealed that she was actually going to stay. So here's my first problem already. The problem with Yamato staying in WANO in my head is like, it doesn't make sense. The reason for that is they have spent a lot of promoting the character, even up to introducing the voice actress to the public and making an announcement to introduce the voice actress of Yamato. So that actually did tell us that Oda was in some kind of way was planning on making her a Straw Hat. I don't know what happened. I still think the original plan was that Yamato would be a Straw Hat. Now, why do I think that? I just explained you. Too many marketing things about her, introducing the voice actress, etc. So I think it's a mistake that he doesn't introduce her as a real Straw Hat member. Yes, you could argue she is a Straw Hat member, just like Momonosuke now, Kinemon, Vivi and stuff like that. Vivi's a whole other story. I'll get back to that later. She went missing, so I'm guessing that maybe she can even join Luffy later on. But anyway, back to Yamato. I think it's a huge mistake to not introduce her as a real Straw Hat. Why do I think he did not introduce her as a Straw Hat? I think he got kind of a bit of a backlash for the hardcore fans who are like stuck with the idea of the big three, so Luffy, Zoro and Sanji, that their power scaling cannot be broken. I think that is actually a big mistake, because we're past the point where we need those power scalings. We need the Straw Hats to be very strong by themselves, every one of them, and it's... I mean, like, a Usopp is not gonna be able to defeat, like, one of the 10 Titanic captains of the Blackbeard pirates. That's also a thing that I want to address. The Blackbeard pirates actually have 10 commanders, or the 10 Titanic captains, like he likes to call his underlings. The reason for that is also very simple. He has 10 underlings, 10 direct captains. Oda, in the past, already, like earlier this year, actually, I think, Oda revealed that Luffy's idea of having, way back in the beginning of the story, like telling Zoro or something, I don't remember fully. But someone was asking, how big do you intend your crew to be? And Luffy said, just 10 men. So Oda revealed that he actually meant 10 crew members, not counting himself in the crew members. So right now we have 10 Straw Hat members, with Luffy included. So that means there is actually still one person who needs to join. Also, another issue I have with that is that actually there need to be at least 10, because Oda also revealed, like 2 years ago already, I think, that the Straw Hat Pirates would have how to say that? Yeah, that that there would be more crew members joining one after another, which is actually also not happening at this point. I mean, we are getting at the latest stages of One Piece. At this point, it's, for me personally, it's hard to believe Oda, because he is very bad at his time management, in the sense of he doesn't know how long he will take for a certain thing, right? But that's nothing new. That we already knew. We knew One Piece was not going to end in just 5 years, like, what did he say, that like 3 years ago right now? So that means like in 2 years it would already finish. That's impossible. Not gonna happen. But anyway, apart from that, he also said about the new members, we still have not seen any new member. Jinbei was already a crew member. He was not officially with the crew yet, but he was already a member. He was just dealing with stuff, leaving Big Mom, and so on. So that happened. So that there lies my problem, that there would be consecutive crew members joining. So I thought it would be like Jinbei joining, then Yamato and Carrot possibly joining as well. But Carrot already cannot join because she is going to become queen of Zou. And now even Yamato is not joining because she wants to follow in the footsteps of Oden, and that being that Oden actually started his journey in Wano itself, which I honestly am finding a little bit hard, because Yamato has been in Wano for years already, and she had time to discover Wano and all, because as you saw in earlier chapters, she escapes on a regular basis, which means she goes off wandering in Wano and whatever. Okay, she did not get to meet the people of Wano and stuff like that. I agree with that. But she told us that her dream was to set sail and discover the world like Oden. And now all of a sudden it's like, no, I'm gonna stay. Like last chapter, she even said that she was going, that she made her decision to join the crew and set sail with Luffy. Now all of a sudden it's this. I mean, there has to be something that made Oda do this, and I think it's the power scaling thing that he has a problem with that, because a lot of people are having problems with that. So anyway, Luffy is still gonna need 10 strong crew members to deal with the 10 Titanic captains in the end of the One Piece story. So I'm wondering if it's not gonna be Yamato, because Yamato obviously is one of the strongest characters we have met. She would have been a perfect fit to defeat one of the 10 commanders of Blackbeard, but yeah, now I'm wondering who it will be. But anyway, right after that, we go into the second big mistake that I have, to the second big problem that I have, being the flashback. I mean, we just took a 1-week break, and Oda decides to make a flashback and lose like 1 or 2 pages on a flashback of things that we literally just finished. I mean, WANO was a... Don't get me wrong, I love WANO, and WANO was a amazing arc and everything, but it was the longest arc we had in One Piece, and now, like, just at the end of the arc, because this was the last chapter of the arc, just at the last chapter of the arc, you decide to make a short flashback of what happened in WANO itself. I mean, I get that you would want to do a flashback, but at least keep that for the next arc or something. I mean, it doesn't make sense to lose pages and waste time, so to say. It's not really a waste of time, but I don't like the usage of a flashback like right after the events happened. It's just like an anime episode where, you know, you get to the next episode, you have to wait a week. After that week, you already lose like 5 minutes of flashback from the previous episode in an intense fight. Like, you go back, and Dragon Ball has a lot of that. I mean, a lot of people hate that, right? It's not fun. It's a waste of time, in my opinion. So yeah, that's the second big problem that I have with this chapter, which makes me give it a 3 out of 5. Why a 3 out of 5? It's still a positive score. Why? Because the second part was actually still pretty funny, and the first part was, of course, still had a very good start, but the second part was where we saw Momonosuke reaching the shore, getting to say goodbye to everyone, getting the flag from Luffy, which was a big deal in my opinion, because this actually means that Luffy now has a second territory under his command. Well, not command, under his name. Like, he already claimed Fishman Island to be his terrain. Now he gives a flag to Momonosuke and tells him that if anyone dares to not dare to piss them off, if anyone dares to cause problems in Wano, that they will have to deal with Luffy. So, huge deal, because that means that Luffy is actually expanding his territory. He doesn't mean it like that. I know that he doesn't mean it like that, but nonetheless, that's basically what an emperor does. I think that Shanks kind of has the same territories that he did, just like that. Or hopefully, in my head. So after that, we get to the funniest part of the chapter, which was Kid taunting Luffy and Law, and actually succeeded in taunting Law as well, even though he thinks they're little children always arguing about stuff like that, but in the end he cannot help but be a little kid himself. Kid says that they're scared of taking the hard routes, and of course that pisses off Luffy. Luffy, of course, going crazy. I'm not gonna take the easy route, I'm gonna take the hard routes. And everyone in the crew getting scared. Him jumping off the waterfall, taking the rear from Jinbei. Jinbei telling Luffy don't. Of course, Luffy not listening. That was amazing. That was just a very fun interaction between the three big players of the worst generation. I absolutely love the interaction. It gives you kind of an idea of how it will be in the future. Like the big three guys, it's just like you had Whitebeard with Roger, and yeah, I don't know if there was actually a third one. There was of course Shiryu and not Shiryu, Shiki and the other guy, Mark the Zebek. But yeah, I don't know if the interactions between them were like that. But between Whitebeard and Roger, it was basically kind of like a very competitive setting, just like Kid is doing now together with Luffy. And yeah, then the end of the chapter, we see the curtains close on the play, which is a fun way to close off the whole chapter. So yeah, I had two major problems with that. We discussed it at the end of the day. I give it a 3 out of 5. And just like I said with Vivi joining the crew, why do I think Vivi is going to join the crew? I'm not 100% sure, let me tell you that. I'm not 100% sure that Vivi is going to join the crew, but Vivi disappeared. Vivi disappeared after her dad got killed. We also know that Kuma escaped, or was helped to be released. We don't know what happened. We also don't know if Sabo actually killed her dad. Everyone basically knows that it's not going to be him. What do I think? I think that it's going to be the Blackbeard pirate girl. How's she called again? Devon, with her fox fruit, or what is it? I don't remember her name. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the fruit, but it's basically like the mythical fox fruit where she can basically transform into anyone she wants. My idea is she transformed into Sabo. She went there, she killed her dad to cause problems for the Revolutionary Army, because that was also around the time that the Revolutionary Army and Blackbeard collided with each other. So that's what I think happened. And now, of course, Vivi disappeared, probably because Kuma touched her with the pawpaw fruit and teleported her somewhere. So I'm guessing that the Straw Hats will, in one way or another, cross paths with Vivi. Vivi's gonna cry because of her dad, and she's gonna be so happy to see the crew. She cannot return to the island because she's probably being targeted right now, like her dad was targeted for some reason. We don't know why. Probably because he's one of the original founders, so he knows secrets. People cannot know about secrets, what happened in the Void Century and whatever. So yeah, that's probably the reason. So I do think that Luffy and the gang will meet up with Vivi pretty soon. So yeah, let's hope we get to see that and get to know a little bit more about Sabo. And actually, I also think that Luffy will learn about what happened with Sabo right at the time that he meets Vivi. I mean, I think Vivi is going to tell something about Sabo, and Luffy is gonna be like, that's not Sabo, that's impossible. And I think that's gonna be the ignition that Luffy is gonna need to go face Blackbeard. Because now he not only got Ace killed, but now he's also messing with his other brother. Luffy, of course, being way stronger than he was before, way more determined to protect the ones he loves. I think he's going to go after Blackbeard pretty soon. So anyway, that was my review of the latest chapter. Hope you guys enjoyed the chapter a little bit more than I did. I did enjoy the chapter, don't get me wrong, but yeah, it was an average chapter for me. So yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time.